little day out. I've just been at Richie Brothers, as you've just seen, but you're going to see what's going on in their yard tomorrow, because today I'm in Doncaster and I can see Joe Seels is planting his maize with a demo Horch drill. So we've come out to see how that's working. So I'm just, it would be at the far end of the field, wouldn't they? Just walking over there now. We'll have a little look at the drill.
They're off now. And then as we come over the line,
there you go.
There we go, they're on.
So we're sowing with, what, 6 rows?
6 rows, is that right? Yeah, 6. Oh yeah, I think it is 6. Tell I'm not the salesman in here, can't you?
Are you driving that yourself then?
Yeah. I could have had it on steering round, I suppose, but I'm not on RTK.
Oh, right.
We will be using GPS at the top.
Because from here it looks like you're not in the right place, but...
Well, probably not.
So what's that then? That's how many K is that?
Right
13.7 K.
We could probably push it faster.
30.
And you can see, so those bars would be going up and down if we were having any misses or any doubles. It's well within speed limits. She's a bit dusty though.
So you just don't mind driving on where you've sown now, it doesn't matter?
It's not going to have to, is it?
I just wondered why you turn right instead of left.
Well, I'd say only if I'd have gone left, hadn't I? It's a bit bouncy here as well. If we'd gone over that side, you see, it would have been alright.
Right. Andrew should have come on a course with you to learn how to sow maize then.
You do know that we're cattle farmers here, don't you?
Yeah, a bit like Morgan when he misses a bit, he thinks, oh, it's alright, I'll get it next time, because he's used to cutting grass where it doesn't matter. So you're on GPS now then?
Yeah, I'm on GPS now. Probably should have been on line above by the looks of it.
Oh, have you not got it set to the drill? Well, you missed a big bit now.
Yeah, so I'll just have to go next time.
Oh, and it'll just turn them off?
Yeah, it'll turn that side off. It'll just have the one
hole to drill it?
Yeah.
Alright. So what have you done? Put 75cm grid then instead of the width of the drill?
No, it's the width of the drill. 4.5 metres.
Oh, I see. Yeah, so you put a straight line in even though they had the meanders?
Yes, yeah.
Right, that's why you had me confused. I know what you meant. Yeah. Okay.
So like now you see it's turned, it did do.
Yeah, it's turning them
on.
on.
We'll start turning these off in a second as we go along.
As you overlap a bit, yeah. So you're just going to go as fast as you can?
Well, I'm going to, just because you're going 18k, yeah.
18.6k.
I think we are just starting to like...
Miss bits.
Well, yeah.
So you want no green or you want green?
I don't know, we'll have to ask the
boffin.
experts. But yeah, I think you want not so much green. I suppose we could just keep pushing it faster and see if it goes red, couldn't we? Gareth just waving his hands there up there.
At least he's at the top of the field when no one can see, and there's Ash there, is he? Flat out power harrowing.
Yeah.
You can't see for the dust.
It's dusty.
Quite a bit of dust coming off him.
Gareth's going to explain what's happening because Joe didn't really know. we've got 6 rows.
Yeah.
It's a 6-row drill.
Yeah.
We've got all our information on here, which you'll be probably quite familiar with this because it's the same as your avatar.
Yeah.
But on those 6 rows, we've got a seed rate set of 111,000 seeds a hectare. So that black line in the middle of the row represents that seed rate, and any little green movement above is a double, and any green movement below is a skip. However, we've got this set super accurately, so if we were to fill all that with green, would still only be a 10% double, or if it was all below, it'd be a 10% skip. So in terms of how accurate we've got those set, that is effectively plus or minus 10% of our seed rate. And then
Joe with his drone.
to get the singulation, we can obviously change our air pressure. So I've upped the speed there. We're going probably faster than you would normally. We're doing 17 kilometers an hour there, and you can just start to see them bobbling around a little bit more.
Yeah.
And as we cross over these rougher bits, you'll start to see a little bit more movement still. But even though we're seeing green there, we're still only a couple of percent, 2 or 3% in accuracy. They are super accurate.
So is he putting fertiliser on as well?
He's putting fertiliser on as well.
Yeah.
And
was that DAP?
DAP.
Yeah. In that hopper.
That's in the hopper, so we've got 125 kilos of DAP. The other thing we've got displayed on here is this variable coefficient figure there, which at the minute there's 13. I'll just turn round and explain what that is. So if we were to, I thought I got too close to that hitch there, but we're alright. So if we were to really start looking at the seeds in the linear row, let's just say for argument's sake, our seed rate is such that it's 12 centimetres. Well, let's have a look. If I click on there, it's 12.01 centimetres between spacings is where that seed rate should be. So if we were to dig out a row of seed and every single seed was perfectly 12.1 centimetres apart, the variable coefficient would be 0. Because there's no difference between any of them. So the lower the percentage for the variable coefficient figure, the better. So if we can keep that 25 or under, we're really getting that nice precision in the linear row. Typically you'll see it around this 12 to 15 mark. It's there as a good guide to see how your machine's performing. And what's really nice is if we then got out and started looking for the seed, once you've found a couple, you then can go, right, 12 centimetres, there's the next one, 12 centimetres, and they're always within.
So when we went faster before, did that number 12 change?
Yes, it will go up slightly. And it will settle out, but it'll go up slightly, but not a huge amount.
Yeah, so it'll go up to 15 then.
Generally, the marketing material would say that an AX like this is capable of going up to 15 kilometres an hour, because our culture pressure is done with the springs at the back. Forward speed, it's more and more of an important topic when we talk about precision drills. And we've got the pressure metering system on this one, which is called airspeed. Now, realistically, I would say you can go as fast as you want to. There's not, generally speaking, it can handle a varied seed size, tough conditions, and you can keep going. You can keep going at a decent speed.
What width are we doing at the moment? About 4 metres.
4.5.
4.5 metres.
Yeah, we're 75 centimetre row spacing at and 6.
So when Andrew was doing 5 or 6k at 12 metres, he was still quicker than this.
Yeah.
But how much is one of these though? Because it looks expensive.
Well, a lot depends on the specification, obviously, and what you were gearing it up for in terms of culture pressure setup, between whether we went for a high one with hydraulic rams or the springs. But I'm going to say, let's just see what this is doing. I'm not deliberately pausing at the bit you've got to talk about money down the way there. I've made a bit of a wonk on that. Yeah, don't film that. Hang on. Let me just check.
It's bleeping. What's bleeping, the tractor or the drill?
Not for sure.
We're not sure what's going on.
Hang on. Okay, we'll
Just go back just to make sure.
yeah, it's not coloured it in, so I'm fairly confident with
Oh
this
yeah,
bit there.
yeah, it has, hasn't it? Right, we sussed it. Pressed the wrong button. So back to the price.
So back to the price. The range, the AX range, I would say is starting from mid-30s.
All
so
right.
Mid-30,000s, which I was saying to Joe earlier on. Don't get me wrong, that price can go quite a lot more than that, depending on spec and options and things. And the Maestro range obviously goes up to 18 metre working width, so there's a huge range there. But the idea of the AX is really to try and target that smaller grower, farms who want to do their own work and that type of thing, who might not need every single optional extra we do, but still want good output, good build quality, and the nice features of the metering and things like that.
And how much does that hopper hold for fertiliser?
Which 1,100 litres.
Oh right.
So a little bit depends on obviously the density of your fert, but you would realistically, I would say on DAP you're going to get around 800-900 kilos in there,
Right.
which is nice because if it's a 600 kilo bag, you don't have to be rock bottom empty to get the next one in. However, when we filled this up, the bag of fert was basically a solid lump.
Oh.
So yeah, it didn't look that glamorous filling it up, but under normal circumstances, yeah, it's quite a nice hopper to fill. And as well, if you imagine, quite a lot of these machines will be targeted in areas of the world where you've got some small fields. There's actually 2 fertiliser metering units, so we've got one on either side, and as we're turning off three rows, we're also turning off half of our fertiliser width as well.
So that 30,000 you were just saying, does that include that row shut off though?
So if you've got a terminal that's unlocked for section control,
Yeah.
like Joe's it actually is, but we're using this.
Yeah.
Yes, all the row units are section control.
Oh right.
So
That's quite advanced then for.
On every Horch Maestro, all the row units are capable of section control.
Yeah.
And however, you need a terminal that's unlocked for it.
Yeah.
But what you tend to find now is if guys haven't got a second screen in the cab, they'll often either look to perhaps purchase one of our screen as a secondary screen, or speak to, say, like we're on a John Deere here, speak to the John Deere dealer, the Fendt dealer, the Class dealer, and see if there's a second screen option.
So that second screen is a Horch Isobus screen.
It is.
Right. So we could have run that on our fert spreader instead of unlocking the Fendt.
Yes.
Where's it getting its GPS feed from? The tractor then?
So it's getting its GPS. Yeah, the tractor is basically supplying a GPS feed via CAN bus.
And how much is one of them screens then?
So a basic EOS T10, which is the screen's called an EOS T10, is around about £2,800, but that comes unlocked for section control and variable rate on one product. So we then have a pro option where we've basically got the option to variable rate for 2 products and a lot more section control capabilities. So say for example somebody had a PWM sprayer where they might have
like ours has 72
sections, something like that.
Yeah.
You'd probably go for the pro version.
Because I think it was 1,800 quid just to unlock the section control on the Fendt.
Yeah.
And that you can buy nearly a whole screen for it.
Yeah. No, in fairness, the terminals, I would say you've got to be careful in these days to say how well something's priced or not, but I would say it does represent good value.
I mean, essentially it's only an iPad, isn't it? but yeah. but for some reason there's a huge markup in the ag world. I've seen worse. That's not too bad. Did you not bang it first?
I will do it next bag, yeah.
So that's blowing individually to each row.
Yeah, so what this is, there's one fan on this machine,
Yeah.
which is doing our fertiliser and our pressure for these row units. And so we've got one fan which is doing air pressure for blowing the fertiliser down the fertiliser coulters and the pressure for the seed. And what we're doing is we're just using a diverter valve to make sure we get our pressure right for our seed, because we need to be able to adjust that. If we've got doubles, we'll want to reduce it. If we've got skips, we'll want to increase it. And can you see there's just a little handle down there with a diverter? If you look down just behind those pipes. So all we do is adjust that to make sure we're set right at the front, and away we go.
You got these little hoppers that you fill up with the little bags. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
We've got metering disc in there.
Yeah, and that's vacuums it to stick to it.
It's pressure. So we can do, some of our machines can be vacuum, but in this instance it's pressure. It pressurised seeds onto that disc. They go through a singulator and then get ejected down that drop tube.
Yeah.
And there's a shot of air which is carrying the seed down to the soil. And that's what's enabling us to get those high speeds.
Some clever bloke designed that then.
What's nice is our singulation. So could you just grab us the calibration bags out the toolbox? We'll just take this. Clip
on so I can hear. Next to Joe.
Double mic'd up.
Yeah.
Double mic'd.
Go on, that's the calibration bag.
Calibration bag for the fertiliser. But just to show you inside of this metering unit then, obviously we've got a full hopper of seed, so if I simply take the disc out without doing anything, it would all just run out.
Yeah.
So I'm going to shut that trap door up, and then I can undo my disc. Perhaps if you go to that side. Just catch those few seeds in our bag so we don't lose them. And then you can see there we've got this almost S-bend chicane system. So if you look at how that's formed, as the seeds go round, it knocks any doubles off.
Yeah.
As the seeds are stuck to the disc. So the chamfer on there just nicely matches up to our disc, and away we go. And then to make sure any seeds that are on there get ejected, we've got that little yellow wheel.
I'll just pushing them out like a hole punch.
And that would be us now ready to go.
Wow. So I want to say it's simple, but it's actually complicated and simple at the same time, if that makes sense.
It's simple to operate, and I think what's really nice is how on a lot of drills of this nature you will have some kind of singulator, variator, dibber, whatever anybody calls it, where there's a human interaction to actually control the doubles. So you get changing seed sizes, you want to go faster, slower, conditions, so on and so forth. You actually have to intervene with that singulation.
Yeah.
Whereas for us, we're just doing it all off the air pressure, normally from your cab. So once you've got this set, it's really quite nice to use.
And that's a row cleaner, but you're not using that today, are you not? Because
No.
you're on work soil.
It's well worked. There's not really any trash or stones. There's an odd cobble around, but it's difficult to see now. But on our first run, it's actually this is a cobbly, tough bit, but you can see there's a bit of a ridge there. So between where my boot is there and down into the ridge, it's probably 3-4 inches. So we've actually lifted it up so you get a flatter, less ridged surface.
So are you putting the fertiliser ever so slightly offset? Or
Yeah.
just underneath?
The fertiliser's just slightly to one side and about 40 millimetres deeper.
Right. And then you've got the twin disc then.
Twin
Twing the
disc.
soil out, drop the seed in, roll it flat, then 2 closing wheels on the back.
Yeah, and where when we looked at the screen and we could see our doubles and skips,
Yeah.
they're being monitored by a sensor that's in there. So the sensor's almost in line with just about there on the disc. So realistically, it's giving us a very true picture of what's happening, because the seed, by that point, its destiny to the soil is set. It's an accurate reading.
Yeah.
So,
And then you just pull a spool and it slides in and fits down the road at 3 metres.
yeah, slightly over, but yeah, only just.
Yeah. That'll be all right. Right, we're going to do the birthdays while we're with Joe. So we've got him on his phone.
Yeah.
So happy.
Two dyslexics trying the best here.
So, Jarvis Jackson turns 29. Happy birthday.
Gavin Miller, hi Ollie. My dad also, Gavin, is 74 today. Please wish him a happy birthday. So happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Gavin.
Janine Jenner.
Happy birthday. And Nikki Smith, happy 53rd birthday. And Joe's phone's ringing, so that nearly didn't work.
Yeah, we got seed arrived actually in the background over there.
Oh, there we go. Yeah. And fertiliser. So that's it. Thanks for watching today. See you tomorrow.
Bye.
We'll be at Ritchie Brothers Auctions. Bye.